All right. Welcome everybody to our first live tapping. This is the first of many. I felt like, you know what? I write about tapping all the time. I think it's time I actually get on here and show you guys how to do it and give you guys some scripts that have really been helping me. And so this will be posted on my page on the Tapping Club's publication. That way you guys can reuse it as you feel the need to. So, the topic for this week that I wanted to tap on with you guys is trusting yourself even when it doesn't feel safe to. And I've got my little script right here in front of me. And if anything comes up while I'm tapping that I just feel like doing and riffing on, then I'll do it. But whenever I'm done, I'll make sure to give you guys like the actual copy of this in the post itself. Oh, but okay. So before we get started, just take a few deep breaths, kind of get grounded, get present in this moment because the key with tapping, the thing that's going to make it really powerful and potent for you and what's going to create the most changes is you being extraordinarily present as you can be. Really paying attention to what you're feeling in your body as you're saying these lines. And if you've never tapped before, just some quick instructions. Basically, all you got to do is repeat after me and tap or I tap. It's that simple. And make sure you drink water before and after to just to kind of help your body do what it needs to do, metabolize the emotions that it's processing. Because whatever emotional tension comes up while you're doing this process, while you're tapping, that's what your body is metabolizing. That's what your body is working through and processing and letting go. So that way you can access your clarity. And the whole point of tapping on self trust is to make it possible for you to hear yourself more clearly. Because I don't know about you guys, but I know for me, so much of my life prior to, really stepping out of romantic relationships for a little bit and just being with myself. So much of my life I was with people. I was always in a relationship. Oh, I'm getting notifications, sorry. And in those relationships, they were always reflecting kind of the darkest parts of me back to myself, mostly because I was in severe self-avoidance. But it translated into a lot of gaslighting. Which I've come to learn I was also doing to myself, deep down inside in my inner narrative, in my inner dialogue with myself. I was constantly gaslighting because it was all I knew how to do. It was all that was modeled to me. Self-trust was not a blueprint that was handed down through my lineage. It just was not. So I'm definitely the cycle breaker in that realm of things. But trusting myself, learning to trust myself, learning to really listen to what's going on and kind of understand my emotions, understand what the hell they're saying, understand what these sensations are that I'm feeling when I'm having certain thoughts, when I'm having certain experiences. Learning to dialogue with myself in a really healthy way. It's changed everything. It's how do I say this? It's helped me kind of transcend the whole procrastination thing, the procrastination trap. It's helped me kind of move out of toxic dynamics that I just couldn't seem to let go of because I didn't understand the subtleties that my body was giving me in those experiences. I mean, it really, self trust really is just foundational to life, I think, to living a well lived life, to really enjoying your life and really being healthy within yourself. So, enough rambling from me. Let's start tapping this. We've just got 3 rounds. We'll pause after each round just so you can kind of breathe into it and feel what's happening within you. And now, if this is a big sticky issue, you might have to keep tapping on it afterwards, right? This isn't necessarily always a one and done. Consistency is key, as with anything. Same with tapping. But you might start to notice, like, if you create a lot of movement today, if you're really present and you really work through it, there might be things that really shift in the next coming days. You might notice that shift in the moment, like, "Ooh, I have this aha, like I see this differently now. I see myself differently now," whatever. Or it might come days later when you have a regular interaction or something normal that happens in your life that kind of pulls you out of yourself. Because those patterns, they always show up over and over again until we address them. And you might notice that you respond differently. So I'd love to hear what kind of shift you guys experience from this particular tapping script and this particular tapping experience. And of course, if you guys want to do a one on one, all the links are on my profile. You're welcome to book a one off session, a one off breakthrough tapping session, or a deeper intensive. So let's get started. Okay. The first point you're going to tap on is this meaty part of your hand right here. And you just tap very gently enough to where you feel the pressure, but you're not hurting yourself. And then you're just going to repeat after me. So I'll make sure to pause long enough. Okay. Just drop into your body. Okay. Even though it's felt unsafe to trust myself, unsafe to validate myself without other people agreeing, and there's a part of me that still feels like being disliked or misunderstood could mean something really bad. And I'll repeat that one again, it was longer. And there's a part of me that still feels like being disliked or misunderstood could mean something really bad. But I deeply honor where this came from. And I am open to recognizing that I'm not that same version of me anymore. And make sure you focus on your breathing too. If you feel like you're not breathing, tune back into it and go into that breath again. Okay, now we're going to repeat that two more times, but I'm going to shorten it for you. Even though it's felt unsafe to trust myself without someone else's approval, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though it's felt unsafe to trust myself without someone else's approval, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Okay, now that's our setup. That's our intro into the script. Now, I want to tell you guys, I just felt a little burp come up. If you ever feel like you need to burp or yawn or anything like that, or even just cry, do it. Let your body do it. Don't hold it back. It's not gross. There's nothing weird. That's your body actually processing in real time. Okay, now we're going to start on the top of the head and we're going to follow all the points around. So just do your best guess of where I'm tapping. You don't have to be so specific and so on it. You're still going to send that vibration through that general area, even if you're not literally, if you're a little off. It's okay. Tapping is very forgiving. But okay, let's do this. Remember, just repeat after me. Trusting myself hasn't been just about validation. It's felt like safety, like a safety issue. Let me show you guys where this one is. It's like right here. Like I needed other people to agree with me so I can be okay. Because being misunderstood, it didn't feel neutral. It felt uncomfortable to be misunderstood. It felt exposing. It's kind of like in this area. It felt like I could be judged. Okay, and this one you're going to kind of go on your bra line. It felt like being rejected. And for these ones, the next ones you're going to do like right there at the edge of your pinky or the bed of your nail. It felt like being pushed away. And some part of me learned that none of that was safe, that it was safer to stay liked, safer to stay agreeable, better not to risk being misunderstood. Okay, that's our first round. Just take a deep breath. And then we're going to start the second round. Same points. But I'm not that same version of me anymore. I'm not that same helpless version of me. I'm not stuck in those situations anymore. And being disliked doesn't actually mean I'm unsafe. It just feels that way in my body because my body remembers everything. It learned to associate disagreement with danger. It learned to seek validation to stay safe. But I can start to separate those things now. I can feel discomfort without it meaning something is wrong. I can feel misunderstood and still be okay. I can survive someone disagreeing with me. And maybe I can start trusting myself a little more. Oh, I feel a burp wanting to come up. Okay, now we're going to go to the last round and then we'll do it all the way through again. And maybe I don't have to force this shift into trusting myself. Maybe I can ease into it. Maybe trusting myself is simpler than I've been making it. Maybe it just means listening to myself, taking the time to soothe myself when I need it, staying with myself, especially when I'm uncomfortable, no matter why. Doesn't matter why. I don't have to do this perfectly. I can do this in small moments and allow my body to catch up, letting myself feel a little more safe within me. I'm learning that I can handle being misunderstood. I'm learning in small moments that I can trust myself. And I'm choosing to stay with me. Okay. Now take a nice deep breath. Let me get my water. That breath, it really helps your body just integrate what you just did. And then drink water if you have some. If not, just drink it when you're done. Okay. So we're going to go through it one more time, all the way through without pauses. And then we'll be done. Okay. And I'm already starting to feel like way relaxed. Like my eyes are starting to feel heavier than they were. I feel like my speech wants to slur a little bit because I'm so relaxed now already. And that, you guys, that is when your body just starts to, and you feel like you could take a nap almost. That right there is your body saying, "Okay, we have left survival mode. We've stepped out of that crazy." Oh my gosh, sorry, I'm getting text messages. We've stepped out of that crazy, like, I gotta figure this out. I gotta do. I gotta blah blah blah. We're stepping out of that and we're getting into a calm nervous system, a regulated nervous system. And that's where your clarity arises from. It's in that clean kind of like, okay, I'm good. I'm good in that space. That's where everything that we've been looking for. That's where it finally finds us. So okay, let's do this again. I'll try not to fall asleep on you guys. Okay. And again, just repeat after me. Even though it's felt unsafe to trust myself, it's felt unsafe to validate myself without other people agreeing, and there's a part of me that still feels like being disliked or misunderstood could mean something really bad. I deeply honor why I feel this way, and I'm open to recognizing that I'm not that same version of me anymore. And even though it's felt unsafe to trust myself and to validate myself, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though it's felt unsafe to trust myself or to validate myself, I deeply and completely love and accept myself just as I am. Yeah. Oh, there it is. That one's been trying to come up. Ooh, celebrate those. Okay, now let's go to the top of the head and go through our rounds. It hasn't just been about being validated. It's felt like safety, like I needed other people to agree with me to be okay. Because being misunderstood didn't feel neutral. It felt uncomfortable. It felt exposing. It felt like I could be judged, rejected, mm, feel that energy in my heart, or even pushed away. And some part of me learned that wasn't safe, that it was better to stay liked, better to stay agreeable, Better to not risk being misunderstood. But I'm not that same version of me anymore. I am not that same helpless version of me. I'm not stuck in those situations anymore. And being disliked or disagreed with doesn't actually mean I'm unsafe. It just feels that way in my body because my body remembers. It learned to associate disagreement with danger. It learned to seek validation to stay safe. But I can start to separate those things now. I can feel discomfort without it meaning that something is wrong. I can be misunderstood and still be okay. I can survive someone not agreeing with me. And maybe I can start trusting myself a little more. Okay, final round. And maybe I don't have to force this shift. Maybe I can ease into trusting myself. Maybe trusting myself is simpler than I've been making it. Maybe it just means listening to myself, taking the time to soothe myself when I need it, staying with myself, especially when I'm uncomfortable. I don't have to do this perfectly. I can do this in small moments, letting my body catch up, letting myself feel a little more safer, a little more safe within me. I'm learning that I can handle being misunderstood. I'm learning that I can trust myself. Oh, there it is. There's another one. And I'm choosing to stay with me. Okay, that's it. Oh my gosh, I was feeling all kinds of energy running through my heart. I could feel like remnants of sadness that I felt in the past. Like little blips of sadness come up in my heart when I went through certain lines. And then I could feel it kind of like turn into this goodness. And it felt really good. And self-trust really is this simple though, you guys. It's as simple as just being there for ourselves in moments when we need it because, I think back to my childhood. It was very rough. I had a very rocky childhood with my mother at first and then with my dad who was just emotionally illiterate. Love you, dude, but damn emotionally illiterate. Sorry, not sorry. Um, but yeah, like nobody was really there when the big feelings came on. Nobody knew. They didn't have the tool set. or the skill set themselves, to even be there for themselves. They were living in avoidance just as much as, I eventually started to. And so it's natural, it's normal if that's what we learn growing up, if we're not modeled that kind of "you matter" energy, or like your feelings matter, you deserve to be heard, you deserve to be loved. It's so normal that we would end up kind of in conflict with ourselves. But these are the tiny ways that we can repair that, how we can kind of reparent ourselves and realize like, "Oh, I did deserve that love all along." I did. And it wasn't personal. It really wasn't personal that they couldn't give it to me. They couldn't give it to themselves. So how the hell would they be able to give it to me? And I think parenthood actually stretches us in that way when we become parents ourselves. I know it has for me. But yeah, so I'd love to hear from you guys. Anybody that really tapped along with me, let me know anything that you felt or even come back and let me know if you feel something shift days later because I'm telling you tapping is so sneaky. I won't notice something some sessions like I won't notice that something shifted too much. I might burp, I might whatever. But then it's like, okay, no fireworks, right? But then days later, it's like I just suddenly something clicks that I just couldn't figure out before. That's how it works. It just kind of like fixes your brain for you, if you will. That's probably a really dramatic way to say it, but yeah. So this was fun, you guys. I will see you guys next week. I am actually next week we're gonna tap on doubt. So we're gonna take this just another layer deeper with the self trust and really reframe what's happening when we're experiencing doubt, because I know for me that stopped me for so long. I was crippled by doubt for way too fucking long, until I started to look at it in this way that we're gonna talk about next week. So I love you guys. Make sure you're subscribed. And like I said in the very beginning, if anybody needs a private tapping session, I have single breakthrough sessions with tapping, or I have deeper intensives, a 4-week journey and a 12-week journey. They're all linked on my profile. But I'll see you guys next week. Mwah.